Hey everybody. I just finished 30 days of Duolingo for the first time in a while. But I was doing French Duolingo. Oh my god. Ugh. I was doing French Duolingo. And I think it felt good to prove to myself that I can get back in the rhythm again. But I think what I actually want to do is German. I think I'm going to switch. If Spirit wants me to pursue a particular path, they will make that very clear. But what I know is that choosing myself will lead me where I'm meant to be. And what I want to learn is German. And I did 30 days of vegetarian. I did a vegetarian diet for 30 days straight. Oh, well, not straight. Tuesdays was meat day. I ate meat every single Tuesday at trivia. And I just wanted to see how my body felt on it, to be honest. But there was also a guy that I was sort of talking to that was vegetarian, and I wanted to see what that would be like. So I took this snapshot, this 30-day snapshot of what it would be like to be a French vegetarian. And even though 30 days after I met this guy, I've unfollowed and unfriended him again. The choice to stick with the vegetarian and the French was 2 times past the point where I thought maybe he'd even be involved. There was 2 separate occasions where I thought to myself, well, it's done. It's over. It's not a thing. And I had to decide whether I was going to stick with the language and the diet or whether I was going to give up immediately because the guy was no longer going to be part of my life. And both times, I chose to continue. I chose to continue the 30 days. But now it's over. Now the 30 days is up. And I have to decide what I'm doing. Am I reincorporating meat? Am I continuing French? Am I choosing a different language? Am I choosing a different diet? And I think the answer is yes. I thought about doing 100% carnivore, but I think what I'm going to do is get back on keto, because I was talking to another guy, a new guy, about this. And I think my favorite metabolic state is keto. That's where my body feels the best. I tried vegetarian. I've tried with sugar. I've tried ketogenic diet. I have done a lot of different things, except for the all carnivore. And my body feels the best when I'm on keto. My acid reflux disappears, just gone. And my metabolism is much stronger. My brain works faster. I feel clearer. I feel lighter. I have more energy. There is no reason why I shouldn't do keto other than the fact that it's difficult to build muscle in a ketogenic state, which that's a challenge. I have to decide if that's something I need to incorporate or try other things with. I'm gonna look at my options. I'm gonna see what feels good, but I know that vegetarian does not feel better than ketosis. So that makes my decision for me. I know I can do it if I need to. I know that vegetarian is an option. And I know that I have the mental resilience to make my diet work. I've known that already, but sometimes it ebbs and flows, the resilience you have as far as your eating habits. And the language. I got 60% fluent in German back in the day, and then I fell off. And I've had bursts where I get back into it. And then, it always falls off again. But this 30-day stretch, being able to say that I did it, gives me motivation and consistency. And it makes me feel like I should continue the language that I want to be learning, which is German. The fact is, when I'm learning more than one language at a time, I mix them together. I know a little bit of Spanish and a little bit of French and like way more German. So I will wind up with a German heavy sentence in my head and then accidentally put like a French or Spanish word in there, and I'm like, shit. So I think it would be better for my brain to just do two and have that be it. Just really know two languages. But that's maybe the point here. I think when I feel spirits guiding me a particular direction, I go all in and I prepare myself and I make all of my decisions around what I think I'm supposed to be doing. When I thought my divine counterpart was in Arizona, I made plans. I started looking at places to live. I started looking at climate because I wanted to see if my plants would survive. I started rehoming them because I was sure I wouldn't be able to keep them alive there. And I felt that's where I was being called. And then France. My plants would likely survive there. But I started learning a language that I wasn't necessarily interested in because I thought my divine counterpart was there. I started trying a diet that I wasn't necessarily interested in, even if it was just an experiment, because I wanted to assess the compatibility of being with that person, because I thought that's where my divine counterpart was. I still have this habit of thinking I identified my person. I start changing myself, shape-shifting, chameleoning to fit into their lives, when in reality, I know that when it's my person, I'll be doing my own thing, and that will just fit perfectly. So if what I wanted to do was learn German, then that would be fitting perfectly. Chills. If I wanted to live in Germany, then that would be the perfect plan. If I wanted to do ketogenic, then that would be the perfect fit. I won't have to change myself or force myself into something that's compatible with my life. Because it will already fit. And if this is for you too, and you have a tendency to, you see where you think you're supposed to go and you start making changes and you change yourself in order to fit that goal, don't lose yourself because you think you belong with somebody else. The person that you are, the person that you're becoming, the person that you want to be, that you have ambitions to become, will be the right person without you having to try so hard. I guess that ties in. I love you. I'm proud of you. You don't have to try. You don't have to force. Just keep on choosing yourself. doing what makes you happy, what makes you fulfilled.